She said she is here. All right, we'll watch, but I also sent her Jeff's phone number. So let's call to order. And
She's in the attendees, I'm sorry, she's in the attendees section, so I think you just
She
need to
is?
add her. Yeah, if you go over on the participants, there's panelists and attendees.
yep,
She's listed in the
Sarah.
attendees. So I think if you hover your mouse over her name, I think there's some options. One of them is you can make her panelist.
Nope. I'm seeing allowed to talk. And rename or remove.
Jeff, do you know how we would
Yep.
make her panelist?
Right, so Marilyn, if you hover over her name
Under the attendees.
under the attendees, there's more,
Yep.
promote to panelist.
I'm getting his rename and remove. Oh,
There you
sorry.
go. There she is.
I was never meant to do this.
Yeah, you were.
Hi.
I could see all of you and hear all of you, but I could tell that you couldn't see or hear me. That was weird.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Okay, so I said we were going to do a quick roll call. So board members, just say your name and here.
Cynthia Johnson here.
Sarah Windsor here.
Mary
Jason
Gibbons.
Perrin here.
Mary Gibbons here.
Marilyn Grant here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we don't have Tom. He's probably forgot again. We will call to order approval of previous meeting minutes. And Carol has submitted these. I had just one point to make the visit to the Grills Preserve, that it was more than just Grant and the Sewells walking. Buford was there and Peter Stetson doing the GPSing. And that is the only thing I had on that. And generally we submit them to Carol. She changes them. Can we have a motion to approve the minutes as amended or corrected, I guess it is?
I move that we accept the minutes as corrected.
Cynthia Johnson made motion, seconded by
Second it.
Sarah Windsor. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, and I think I indicated to you that I had asked the question about votes and whether each person's vote needs to be recorded, but if it is unanimous, I was told that that is not necessary. So if we ever disagree about anything, we might have to do that. Okay, accounting of funds. So as of the May 31st statement, our citizens account was at $1,137. And since June 1st, the changes to the account will be one addition and several bills paid, and will bring us down to $280. At which point, Chris's final invoice we will not be able to pay, and so she'll wait until July, and then we do expect a check from the Energy. It's in the agreement that we have with them to be on or before June 30th. So hopefully that check for $20,000 will arrive, and then I will talk to finance and make sure they put it in the account quickly, because sometimes it takes a while for him to get enough together to actually make a physical trip to the bank and make deposits. So sometimes they're delayed, but I will ask him to speed it up this time. And the Webster account is $666,072, and that is our account for land acquisition and related expenses. Okay, reports. Chair, all I have is the meeting schedule, which is July 27 would be our next meeting, and then August 24th. And I will be away on the 24th. And
I
I'm going to say right now,
away.
something from Sarah.
I am also away on the 24th.
Hmm.
So that's not good. Unless we have a dramatic change in our Wi-Fi on Block Island, I would not be able to log in because it just plain is not working.
And especially
Go
not,
to the library in the middle of the day. That's what we usually do. But I mean, it's 7 o'clock at night. I can't see how I could do that.
All right.
So,
maybe we will reschedule the July meeting,
the August.
August. Yeah.
the August meeting.
Yeah, I'm gone. I'm out the 23rd through the 30th.
Oh my God, now I'm hearing from Tom saying that he needs an invite to the meeting. Does anybody else want to, oh, never mind, I got
If
him.
you want, I can text him or put in the chat. Do we have a chat here? I don't see a chat. Because I could give him the numbers that the meeting code and the password that I use to get in.
So you weren't able to just click on the thing at,
No, it didn't all light up and do anything. So I went down and I jotted down the two codes and then I entered them, and that's how I got into the waiting room.
oh, okay.
Do you want me to read them off to you or type
No,
him?
I'm telling him to go to the town website and find the agenda. Just look at it and you click on the thing to join the meeting by computer, bam.
Yeah, that didn't work for me though. I was on the agenda and I clicked on the thing to join the meeting and it didn't work. That's why I did the codes.
Can you provide me with his phone number? This is Jeff.
Tom's phone number. The next adventure here. Contacts.
It's 377, what is it? 1113 or something weird. like
No, probably his mobile phone. 860-625-2047.
Okay. I'll assist him.
Thank you.
So he probably has the numbers. Jeff, you have the numbers? Yeah.
Okay, where were we? Rescheduling the meeting.
We might need to reschedule August meeting. Yeah, maybe the week
August.
before.
All right. I would probably rather move it up a week than out a week because then I'll be done with agenda and preparation before I go on a camping trip to Vermont, instead of having to think about it that whole time and possibly not even be back to get the agenda posted. So how about we say August 17th?
That works for me.
I'll be out of town.
Okay. Well, we'll plan on that and see. Hopefully we'll have a quorum.
So the 17th, Maryland.
Yep, I'll put it for the 17th.
So Marilyn, I don't know if now is a good time to bring this up.
I think it is because I put it in the notes.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, unbelievably, people, my chorus rehearsals have now been changed to Tuesdays from Mondays, which they had been for umpteen years, although, I hadn't been on the chorus that long. So when we're coming back from the pandemic and starting up our in-person rehearsals, the director said that he wanted to start meeting on Tuesdays. July 27th would be our first rehearsal. So my question was, would everybody have a problem moving back to Monday nights from Tuesday nights?
None from me.
None from me.
Well, that's good.
Not a problem for me.
And why
I
should-
can certainly do Monday, but I've been preferring Tuesday nevertheless. We still don't have Tom.
Yeah.
No, Tom is in the waiting room.
Oh,
Okay, so do I do the same thing to let?
Yep,
him
go
in?
ahead and do the same exact thing. Click on attendees. Promote him to a panelist.
I just did it.
And you're an expert.
there he is. There he is. It feels like that Magic Squares game, doesn't it? Was that one?
What the, that was a TV.
Hollywood Squares?
A quiz show, right?
Yeah.
I know.
Here somewhere.
Oh, there we go.
There you are.
Good.
Bearded Tom Thompson.
And we can even hear you, so,
Okay, that's fine. Good.
okay.
The weird news I was just relaying, Tom, is that after everything we did a couple of years ago, they have now changed the chorus of Westerly's rehearsals from Monday to Tuesday. So we were asking if people were okay going back to our original Monday nights.
No, we'll need to talk to them about this.
Well, you're welcome to talk to them.
What I said you should do.
I don't have a problem with that at all.
Okay.
No.
Thank
As
you.
long as you can get us tickets for the Christmas thing.
I think I'll buy everybody tickets this year. That's a promise.
Okay,
No, that's fine. Yeah.
Good.
So that starts with the August meeting? No.
July.
It should start in August, yeah.
Well, it's July 27th is the first rehearsal that we have. So I would miss that meeting if we didn't go to July 26th.
Oh, yeah.
Just,
Well, I suppose we should, if we're gonna change it, we can just do it. We'll go with July 26th. And
Yes.
August 17th.
August 17th.
Well, that would have to be
It'd
the
be the
16th.
16th then, right?
August 16th.
Oh, boy. Right.
Sorry.
Okay, we changed the August meeting because of both Sarah and I being not available. And you know how summer is. Okay. That is everything under chair reports. Right. And, oh, I did put under there because I keep forgetting to put it on the actual agenda for Tom to just give a little report on the story walk that he's been working on with the Ashaway and Hope Valley.
He just vanished.
Uh-oh.
Here he is.
What are you doing, Tom? Okay. Did you hear me?
I think his audio was off too.
No, he's muted
Now
again.
he's here.
So we're tree huggers. We don't deal with this tech stuff.
Yeah, this apparently. Yeah, what did you need, Marilyn?
Well, you had sent out a press release regarding the story walk, and I have
Yes, I
neglected
just,
putting it on the agenda for updates, so I thought maybe you could just take a minute now and,
okay, well, we are, as everyone should know, the Hopkinton Land Trust is cooperating collaboratively with the two libraries in town and are helping to support a program called Story Walk, which the two libraries will manage. And the first trail that we've all decided on, is the Grills Preserve Sanctuary. So they're gonna set that up, everybody. I sent that around. Marilyn, if you could make sure that maybe Bob has that and that could be shared with the town council, that was something I was hoping you would do.
Did you
Okay.
say Sanctuary?
I'm
The
sorry?
sanctuary. Girls Sanctuary.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And the
Did
idea
you
of this,
share that?
they take a storybook, and they actually have signs every 200 yards or 300, whatever's appropriate. And each sign is a page to the storybook, so parents can take, or grandparents can take their kids along and get out on a trail and actually read a story along the way. It's not, it was started by a librarian up in Vermont, and it's really a nationwide phenomenon now, and there are thousands of story walks across the country. So we're gonna have one in our town too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Very nice. And the idea was to start at the beginning of the Grills Wildlife Sanctuary and go maybe out to the Stone Bridge
Yes.
and turn around and come back there.
Oh,
Right.
to the Stone Bridge. No, we're gonna walk all the way out to the picnic table, to the bridge across the Tomahawk Brook.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Nice, nice.
Oh, that's great. And it's a really nice trail for kids to walk with adults because it's wide. It's like an old road. It's not this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Very nice.
So it's one of those things, we're gonna get started on it and we'll just manage. We'll have to react to if there's problems, whether it's vandalism or the lamination doesn't hold up in the weather or whatever it is. But and these stories will be changed probably 2 or 3 times during the season. That's the deal. That's the story.
That's the story.
That's the story walk.
Yep.
Okay.
Would I be on the list too, to get the information?
Yes.
Yep.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, Tom, this is Bob. If you share that with me, I'll definitely get it on a town council agenda.
Yeah,
So we
that'd
can-
be really good. Yeah, because it's a small thing, but it's kind of neat because it's the first in the town. There will be more. There's no doubt about that, and it's and we will be part of a much wider web that's nationwide.
Yeah, great.
Nice.
Great.
Okay.
Marilyn, this is Bob again. Before we move ahead, I just wanted to give you a heads up on the dates. The August 16th date is going to be, because it's a Monday, it's in conflict with the town council meeting. And that's, I mean, for me, that's not a big deal. I just wouldn't be able to do both. But it might be a problem with the Zoom meeting because you're using the same account as the other one. So I wanted to make you aware and make Jeff aware.
Hopefully by then we'll be in person, right? Maybe.
Don't know.
No? Oh,
I
knows?
don't
Who knows?
know.
okay.
I was reading articles today, and there's some groups are moving there. North Kingstown Town Council, in particular, to do that. I don't know. Jeff was telling me he's working on getting better technology or whatever down at Crandall House, basically in the building behind the Crandall House, the rec building, which would be enhanced from where we are so that we could maybe work from down there. Whether we can use the platform still, I don't know. We could go to our old platform, and which would mean probably not recorded unless Jeff can teach me how to do that. All right, we will, we would have to go to the week after the 27th then, which would be, then we're just squeezing things together. Maybe we should stay with the 27th and Sarah will miss that meeting.
Well, we're talking about August, aren't we?
Yeah, that was the August one, I'm sorry, yeah. So
Oh.
the August
Oh,
17th.
sorry.
Well, the other option we could do, if it was the August one was the conflict, we, instead of going ahead, I mean, and back a week to fit in August, we could go ahead a week. You know, so instead of the,
That's the week you're away though, isn't it, Sarah? The 23rd and 24th that week?
yeah, but if we went ahead a week,
Oh,
then it
even
would
more than
be
that.
like September.
It would be August 30th.
Oh, yeah, that's the day I get home. Yeah, I would be able to log on or be there because we get home before 7 o'clock.
Is that a town council meeting though again?
No, it would not be.
No, it would not be.
Yeah, maybe that's the thing to do.
All right, let's put it on the 30th then. But I might need to ask someone else to do all of the agenda preparation and posting because I will be camping in Vermont and there's
And I'll be on Block Island. So
met there.
to do it.
What?
Anderson, would Chris be able to do that since I'll also be away?
She might be away also.
Probably.
Yeah.
Really? All right, or maybe Carol, I don't know, or Cindy.
All right, we'll figure it out.
Logistics.
Sorry, I didn't mean to complicate things.
Okay.
It's just the way things go these days, I think.
Mhm.
When I listen to the planning board meetings, all the logistics that they have to go through, it's just unbelievable. Okay, next item is subcommittees, where we have the planning board, any new information on any of the three that are on the list, Camoli Plan, Stone Ridge, Fairview.
At the planning board's last meeting, which I think was on the 16th, they approved and did final approval of Shoreline Inc., Fairview Avenue, which is where Witch Rocks is. And so we now have that as a fee simple for Witch Rocks, 5 acres. And that was done that night.
Great.
The preliminary and the final, they did it all in one night. And I've heard nothing, and I've seen nothing else about Stone Ridge or Camoli. I've heard nothing either. That's it.
Cindy, would you just send me information on the Shoreline Inc.? I
Sure.
wrote down what I heard, but I don't know that I got it correct.
Sure,
Thank
no
you.
problem.
Okay, and the policy subcommittee, we still have the ordinance regarding vandalism or motorized vehicles. Have anything on that? Tom, you have anything?
I don't have anything on there. The last I saw anything on this was from April 27th, public meeting, our meeting. And it said Bob Marvel will wait for now until we have a better working document. But I don't know really what that means.
Well, I think at that
Who's waiting for
meeting,
the document.
I think you said that you were waiting to hear from the police chief
No,
for some feedback.
no, it got forwarded, hopefully, I was thinking that it was going to get forwarded to the town solicitor for input and suggestions. But I think it went to the town manager's office, and that's where it's been for a while.
Yeah, I had, this is Bob, I had sent that off to Steve Moffett and the solicitor a while ago when you were still talking to Chief Palmer. So that, I'm assuming that has not been changed. The draft hasn't been changed since then,
No.
correct? Okay,
No.
all right. I will, I thought I was waiting on changes. But I will hit them up again and see if they had a chance to look at it or if they can take a look at it. Get anything done with it.
Yeah, I suspect somebody there is going to want to call a meeting and
Yeah.
get some input from us and from others, and we'll just see where it goes.
Yeah, I think probably the next step, once it gets introduced, once I get any kind of feedback from Attorney Seipel, we would probably get it on a town council agenda to open a hearing to talk about it, let the public provide input and kind of do the same thing that we're doing right now with the gas station ordinance. So
Yeah, good.
I'll push that through. I apologize. I thought I was waiting on something, but I will, I'll push that through.
All right, great.
Very good. Next, we have a little update from the Friends, and we continue to try to control or cut down invasive plants down at the Brushy Brook Path. I talked to Chris today about possibly having our mowing contractor take a look at a couple of places and see if he can help out. One being the sign on Tamaquag Road for Crown Farm, because you can barely see it from Japanese knotweed growing up around it.
Oh.
I know. Even when the town mowed, they don't go right up to the post. They lift up the mower and go around it, so the tall stuff stayed right. Let's see, and Chris for the Friends has applied for a legislative grant, which she has received several times in the past for the Friends, for equipment for the computerized mapping system, which was something that was set up for us by the Rhode Island Land Trust Council at no fee. And they have equipment available that can be used, but she figured why not try to get some of our own equipment. So that'll be great, and we should hear about that by the end of June, she said. And then land management and stewardship is next. Crown Farm Preserve, I have a couple of things that I think needs to be done there to improve the parking area and make it more useful for more cars. And also we have gates that were bought several years ago that still need to be installed, but we do not, well, this will have to move to the next budget because we don't have the money to pay for anybody to do that. Depot Square, Brushy Brook. We have submitted and received the letter to extend the grant for the fourth time that was originally received in 2016. We have extended it through April 1 of 2022, which allows time for the relocation of the trail in the fall by Peter Jensen, and then a little more time to wrap everything up, but still before the end of next fiscal year so that they can process the reimbursement, which will be, I think, $81,000, which goes back into the town budget because this is a loan. I mean, this is a grant that's actually awarded to the town. So that will be welcomed, I'm sure. We have been working on the signs and the maps. The poster design, et cetera, has been completed, I believe, and are to be sent off to the printer, which is in New Hampshire. That is under the Conservation Commission budget, and Harvey really wanted to get that wrapped up so that it can be done paid for before June 30th out of the Conservation Commission budget. We spoke to the Hope Valley Fire Department about possibly putting another of the big signs, identifying the fishing platform access route, which is what we're calling it now. need to adhere to ADA, about putting it out on the grassy area near the corner. But he took it to the fire department board, and they would prefer if we put it toward the back. So we've identified a place which is part of the park, actually, but it's the grassy area behind and toward where the trail is. So once the sign, Harvey's getting the sign carved that's the business that he does with Gary Marsh. This is something that he wanted to get done within this year's budget, the Conservation Commission budget. I think all of that is moving forward, and once everything comes back, we'll need to have a work party to install these things. And also under Depot Square, we had heard from Elaine maybe even a month ago about the availability of signs that the Wild and Scenics, maybe actually, Elaine, would you like to speak to this?
I did deliver a sign to the Friends. Have you seen the sign?
I have not, but Chris
has it, yeah. So Wild and Scenic does have signs for access areas, identifying the river or the tributary as part of the National Wild and Scenic System. So I did deliver one of those signs. And also about the grants. Do you want me to talk about that now? Or is that later?
A bench.
A bench, yes. So the Wild and Scenic Stewardship Council has small money grants, like $2,000 available. And Chris and I had talked about maybe having a bench or two put down at the platform, if that's something, or anything. Actually, we have $2,000 grants available for different groups to apply for. And there is a process to go through, so it's not a given that it'll be given out. But I have the application form, and I can help anyone who wants to fill it out. And one thought we had was maybe put some benches down on the platform. And we do encourage either in-kind matching of money, or it can be labor too, is perfectly acceptable.
Okay. I think a bench is a nice idea. Anyone with some input on that?
I think it's a good idea as well. And we are well known for in-kind labor to pay for things. So I'm sure we'll be there.
I think it's a great idea too. I like it.
Yeah. And as far as other spots to put anything, because it seems like a bench is not going to cost $2,000, but it depends on what it's made from, I guess. Yeah, I felt that we wouldn't have another place to put it unless we put it actually on the trail because of our wetland permit restrictions. But the platform is a beautiful spot for it. Okay, thank you.
So it's up to $2,000.
Yeah.
If it's a $200 bench, that's fine. We'll cover
Yeah,
that. If
yeah.
it's a $500 bench. So
Yeah.
whoever wants to take the lead on this, just shoot me an email and I'll start helping you fill out the application form for the money.
Okay.
Do we have your email, Elaine?
You should, yes. Marilyn has it.
And I will probably ask Chris to work on the application thing. She's very good at the grant applications.
Sure. And anything else you can think of? This is for fiscal year starting July 1 till next year,
Okay.
July 1. We have these grants available.
Great, good to know.
Oh, I'm sure we can think of some other things.
Yeah.
Start thinking, guys. Let's see. Then next we have the Grove Reserve. The Homestead Trail was mentioned in in April's minutes. That we visited and walked it, and there were just a couple of very small wet spots, you know, or little streams or something that needed just a little walkway over them. And those apparently have been constructed out of lumber that Harvey had on hand. And they just need to be moved out there, as far as I know. Possibly they have been already, but the burn of the invasives pile, which I put in the notes. I don't remember when that was done. Like it was 3 years ago or 4 years ago that we paid Sunset Design to pull out all those and put up big piles, and have been trying to get the fire department to come and burn them. And they attempted one time and couldn't get it started, which I just find amusing, but
So Marilyn, is it the same?
and then following that there's going to be another heavy mowing needed in that area, because there's been a couple of years of time to get that come up. Tom, do you have anything to add to that?
No, but I will follow through with Ashway Fire Department. I had a contact over there and I haven't talked to him in a while. So I talked to him in the winter. The COVID put restrictions on what the crew could do. And then we went into a no burn time for several weeks, a couple of months. But he knows they're still there, so I'll remind him. And I think those need to be burned off before we even think about clearing what's come up in the last 2 years.
Right.
So I'll follow up on that, Marilyn.
Thank you. The other one is the agricultural field project.
Yeah, I've got a call into the farmer that we're leasing that to. And I have talked to some of his family members, but he has not called me back yet. So I did stop over there to make certain that no progress had been made, and none had been. Many of the trees that were treated last year are not there anymore, which is good.
That's good.
But there are several trees that are there. And plus, as you remember, we were going to expand that agricultural field, if you will, to the stone walls and to, you know, it's 30 or 40 feet that is encroached in every direction on the stone walls.
Back to where it used to be.
That's right. That's going to all be cleared. It'll be brush hogged. It'll be plowed and harrowed and reseeded. So it's quite a bit of work, but we expect it to be done this season.
Good.
And I'll continue to follow up on that too.
That's with Gary Marsh? Is
Yeah.
His son, actually, yeah.
Oh, son.
Lucas.
Thanks, Tom.
Yeah.
So part of that agreement was that his lease payment would be suspended for a couple of years when that's completed. So
Yes. Yeah, they have a stake in getting
his
this
lease
done.
and see when it's due, because of it. Yeah, we'll have to figure out how to work that
Oh,
part.
no, we can't. Yeah, we can't go through another growing season. This has to be done this year,
Yeah.
definitely.
So if he does this clearing, then he will not have to pay his lease for a couple of years after? Is that what it is?
No, I think
Yeah.
that it was something like that. We have it all written down and
Yeah, I'd have to look it up again.
Okay,
yeah.
thank you.
Okay, and last under that is the Poloni Preserve, and here again, Chris put in an application. This time, the application for a grant is from the Land Trust or the Youth Conservation Corps, and it's a group called Crew in Your Community. They work for through the month of July. A day at a time, all around the state, where people have put in an application for a day's worth of work. The crew is, as I remember, it was about 8 or 10, because we did have them come before. And we put in this application for trail clearing and posting boundary signs at the Poloni Preserve. Using the computerized mapping that I mentioned earlier. The dates requested were July 27, 28, or 29. We may possibly get 2 days, maybe only one. We need to provide, someone needs to be on site. It can be 3 different people for 2 hours each. It's a 6-hour day. It can be one person for the entire day. But someone from our organization or the Friends needs to be on site. The other stipulation is that we provide $600. It's like a support to support the program. So I think I put in the notes, I've asked if you agree to pay $600 for each of 2 days. So if we could have a motion to spend up to $1,200 for youth conservation corps. We're not even sure we'll get it yet, but that'll be by the end of the month because they start in July. So we have to hear very soon. So, anyone like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion that we be prepared to spend up to $1,200 for the youth organization to help us in the Polonia Preserve, identifying trails and mapping and, whatever, not mapping, boundary signs and whatever you just said. Yeah, up to $1,200 for that. Did I forget anything? An emotion. I'm trying to cover all the bases.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Yes, I'll second that, Marilyn.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, everybody. Okay, and then I last put down, this is something I had been looking at, Richmond Land Trust agendas to see how they organize them, because I started to feel like we could use some changes. Anyway, I put down member reports, and for the 3rd time, the computerized mapping comes up, and maybe Jason could report on the day that we went out to for a little bit of training.
Sure. So Marilyn, Cindy, and I went for some training with Esri's Field Mapper software that Eric Wusthoff from Rhode Island Land Trust Council was providing. And the software I thought was pretty easy to use. After a quick introduction, we were able to use it on, Eric brought a couple of iPads that he was able to connect to a GPS unit, and it got some fairly accurate positions. You can map trails, you can map point locations, take pictures to associate with those point locations. You can also map trails. It'll take basically GPS points continuously as you walk along the trail. And it shows you, you can have it show images in the background. So the aerial imagery for the state, which is really nice. We're able to see the stone walls, and we're able to see that the GPS was putting us right next to that stone wall as the trail followed that stone wall. So it's real nice software for mapping trails, for marking locations. The one problem I ran into is I brought my iPad with me thinking that I was going to be able to use it in the field. But it turns out my iPad did not have a built-in GPS, and so I wasn't able to use it. And so I guess that's something to keep in mind, is that you do have to make sure that you have an iPad or a smartphone. That smartphones, they always have GPS capabilities, but so I guess not just any iPad or tablet will do. It has to be something with GPS enabled. And so if that grant that Marilyn mentioned, I believe you said Chris applied for a grant to get some equipment for that computerized mapping.
Yes.
So that would be beneficial to make sure that we have the equipment that has a GPS and everything that's necessary to do that field mapping. I do believe we could request from the Rhode Island Land Trust Council to borrow their equipment if we want to use it, but it would be nice to have it in-house. And after you get out of the field, to update the online database, it's just a matter of clicking a button on the iPad, and it uploads the data that were collected. and to ArcGIS Online, so it can be viewed online through a web browser. And then you have some capabilities to edit that data and clean it up. And something like that could be made available to the public, if there was interest in that, to allow online trail maps the public could view. They could even view it on their smartphone out, when they're hiking. They could pull up a trail map on their smartphone if we chose to set up some kind of system like that. And Eric mentioned there were some folks in other land trusts who were putting QR codes on their signs, at the trailheads, so people could use that QR code to bring up a trail map for that particular location. And it could be an interactive trail map where they could have imagery in the background and hopefully not get lost if they have a good trail map. So
That
The-
sounds
The
good.
good thing is it shows you when you're lost. So you can say, well, I have to back up a little bit and go back around, but it was fascinating. We had a lot of fun.
That's right.
out
It should make it hard to get lost. As long as your cell phone battery doesn't die, people
Right.
shouldn't have too much trouble staying on the trail.
But if we had our own iPad that had that capability, could we then store, like in the memory, one of those for every one of our trails and just have it on there?
They
In
would
one
all
place?
be, so when the iPad is connected to Wi-Fi, and you can download basically the data from, I believe you can download it from the ArcGIS Online database, and the iPad will show that data. If you lose connection to Wi-Fi and you don't have a cellular signal for the iPad, then you just won't get updates during that time while the iPad is offline.
Oh, okay.
But when you go back to Wi-Fi or get your cell signal connected to that iPad, then you can upload data and update that database.
Wow.
Very good.
So using that technology is different from the QR code that you can put on a kiosk or something?
So the QR code is just simply to open up a website, which would have like the trail maps that folks could access. They could view it, but they won't be able to edit it or make any changes to it. It'd be like having a paper map, except it's on their cell phone. Whereas the mapping software is for actually creating the map, collecting data in the field so we can actually make the map for that online website.
Okay.
The QR code is just a convenient way for people to be able to access that map without having to type in a website URL.
Okay. I think that when Chris put in the grant, she communicated with Eric and possibly you as well to make sure that what she was, applying for, the amount of funds that she needed, she knew exactly what the correct stuff was. So,
Jason, could you tell me what Eric's last name is and who he was with?
His last name, maybe I'll just try spelling it because I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it. It's spelled W-U-E-S-T-H-O-F-F.
Oh, just a minute. Oh, hold on. W-U-E-S-T.
H-O-F-F.
Okay.
Weisthoff, I
Myself.
guess. And he was working for the Rhode Island Land Trust Council.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
great.
Yeah.
Okay. That's everything under reports. Why I feel like I'm missing something, but now I have old business with nothing there and nothing under new business, but that's something that I might like rearrange in the agenda at some point, because it seems kind of silly to have it there all the time and not have anything. So I think some of the things that we put in other places on the agenda will go there. Public forum. Anyone? I guess I have to see if I don't see any. What happens now? Somebody can raise their hand if they want to.
Yes.
Yeah, I see on the attendees list.
Attendees, Joe would have his hand up.
I'm sorry, what?
Bob, go ahead. You do this all the time.
Under the attendees, under the participants and attendees,
Oh, okay.
you'll see that Joe Moreau has his hand raised. So I think what you have to do is hover over and unmute him. Yeah, there.
I got it.
What's his name? I just have a phone number. It's Joe what?
It's Joe Moreau. Well, he should announce, he should
Yeah.
state his name anyway.
Okay.
And I can't remember if it's *6 to unmute for him. There we go. He's got it.
Looks like we got it.
Hi, this is Joe Moreau. I want to say, Marilyn, you did a great job tonight as the host. These virtual meetings are difficult as it is, and I give you a lot of credit for doing this. I also want to say that I appreciate the time that the land trust members spend to improve our town as volunteers. A lot of residents sometimes really don't understand the amount of time, and I certainly don't either, but I have a pretty good idea about the amount of time that you spend as volunteers, and I just don't want that to go unnoticed, and I want to say thank you to everyone. There was something mentioned, and I wanted to just briefly mention this. A couple of weeks ago, there were 2 site walks, and one was at the Camoli project, and one was at Stone Ridge. And one started at 5 p.m. and the other one started at 5:30. They had to have 2 different times because of COVID. So there were 2 members of the planning board as well as Attorney Hogan that attended these site walks. So I don't know what the results are. I'm sure there'll be a discussion at the planning board meeting. But again, I just want to end this by saying thank you for what you guys do. I certainly appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for your thanks.
You're welcome. You're
Thanks for
welcome.
joining us.
I'm sorry, Sarah, what?
I said, thanks for joining us tonight.
Oh, you're welcome. It's the only way that you can learn about our town, because I do listen to conservation. I also listen to the zoning board, and Bob can tell you, I always listen to the council meetings and planning board meetings, and you need to know what's going on to try to be part of trying to improve our great town. So that's why I like to be involved.
Sounds good.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I put trustees forum under this also, which I noticed Harvey had in for his Conservation Commission, in case there's anything else that anyone on the board would like to bring up. No, seeing none. We now go to executive session, and I have to look at my notes. I showed this afternoon to Jeff. Okay, good old pencil and paper, and I made notes on how to do this. Okay, so I am already the host, so I go.
So I'll be leaving. Thank you.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
Elaine.
Yes.
Thanks, Elaine.
Thank you for the information on the grants.
Oh, yes,
Sure.
that sounds really good, and we'll think about some more.
Good, great. Send me an email.
So Marilyn, I'll be leaving now. Okay. And
Oh, Jeff, yes.
yes, I'll be leaving now.
Okay,
I'll watch by way of the town. I'm not going to watch or listen, but the town of Hopkinton thing is going to stay up over here in the corner. Okay.
Yeah.
So don't be surprised to see that one. But everyone else should go other than you guys. So you'll be able to lock the meeting and all that right for your notes. So I'm gonna sign off here. So you'll see me disappear.
okay.
Jeff.
Thanks so much for your help.
And I'll sign off too. So
Bye-bye.
good night, all.
Just call me if
Okay,
you
good
get-
night.
Bob.
Just call
Thanks
me
for
if you
joining
get
us,
stuck.
Bob.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so now I have to do stop the recording. You want to stop cloud recording? I put the record back on, and now we need to adjourn.
Okay.
And you,
Can we adjourn from one and the other at the same minute? Does it matter? I don't think.
oh no,
I'll say 8:12.
Next.
Almost, it's 8:12 now. Okay.
We reconvene in open session. And then we make a motion to seal the minutes of the executive session.
Did you get it?
I think so. We're
Did you
back.
get it?
We got that much. And I'm recording again. Now, we just,
Is this a new thing a motion to seal the minutes of the executive session?
no, I think it's always been there. It's just that, Carol just sort of routinely does it.
Okay, okay.
But I guess if we're recording, we should be a little more formal. So make a motion. Somebody.
I'll second it. Or make
Make a motion then.
have to make a motion?
Jason will second. Okay,
We need
Okay.
a little practice.
Sorry, I skipped right to the second.
okay.
I like your thinking.
Okay, so we're reconvened in
I
open
really
session, and then now we can adjourn.
Good night.
I
Motion to adjourn and all that stuff.
Yep.